Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Drago, and welcome to my Bloodborne Platinum Trophy guide. As you can see, in today's episode we're going to continue on and we're going to explore Byrgenwerth, Yharnam's High Institute of Learning, and it's also a place from where the Blood Administration and the Healing Church have originated. If you remember, we saw the cutscene after defeating Bygernwerth where we witnessed the conversation between Provost William and one of his disciples named Lawrence. And through the item descriptions and some of the notes in game, we can find out that Lawrence actually became the person who founded the Healing Church. And he was originally from Byrgenwerth. Now, as far as this area goes, I will highly recommend that you use any kind of armor that has high frenzy resistance. For example, I put on the Ashen Hunter garb, which we acquired in the previous video from killing Jura the Hunter in Old Yharnam. And as far as the runes go, I have Deep Sea Rune, which adds 200 to frenzy resistance, mainly just because these insectoid enemies in this area have a very annoying grab attack that can inflict you with frenzy. As far as the items that they're vulnerable against, they're pretty weak to bolt damage. So if you're having problems with killing them fast before they can inflict some kind of frenzy buildup, always try to either use Nitrous or you can coat your weapon in lightning damage. As you can see, I ended up getting grabbed here. However, I have pretty high frenzy resist, so that attack doesn't do much against me. Let's see, is there anything in the corner here? Nope. The other annoying thing about frenzy is that it keeps building even when the source of frenzy infliction is killed. Another thing to note too is that while these enemies are not particularly dangerous as far as their physical attack goes, if you get mobbed by them and if you don't pay attention to the frenzy buildup, then you will suffer a quick death, because once the frenzy is done building, it will take off a chunk of your HP. So I think it's about 75% or so. And this brain sucker guy, pretty resistant to physical damage. If you're having problems killing him, try killing him with fire. It seems to be pretty weak against fire from my personal experience. And we also picked up the Arcane Lake rune, which increases arcane damage reduction by 7%. And we'll put that on before we fight the boss of this area, which is Ram the Vacuous Spider. Further down this way, if you approach this bridge, it will trigger an ambush where two of these insectoid enemies will appear and start coming after you. To dodge their grab attack, just keep dashing or rolling away from it, and you shouldn't have any problems with it. Just as soon as they go up in the air, hit the circle button, and it's a very easy way to dodge it. Up ahead, there's another enemy. This centipede, this giant centipede enemy can hit you pretty hard at range with the fireball attack. So you can saw I got hit by that a little bit ago here. So you want to close your distance and kind of just keep whacking at it from the side. While it does have a high HP and it is pretty resistant against physical damage, it doesn't have too many attack variations where it can attack you if you just stay to the side of it. So the best way to kill it is with just fully charged charge attacks. So. And we still got one of these insect enemies to kill. And we pick up some sedatives. Sedative work to get rid of your frenzy buildup. So if you have any problems, just run past all the enemies till you get to this part and pick up some sedatives. You can also unlock the shortcut leading back to the lantern. And now that we're actually inside the Institute, there are a few notable items to acquire here, such as Pearl Slug. That's a rare chalice ritual material. And if you go further up the stairs, you'll notice this NPC hunter. Now this enemy, as you can tell by her choir garb, she's got pretty high arcane resist, and this is actually arcane build. So she'll have some arcane attacks. As you can see, she uses Rosmarinus to attack you. And she also has a tentacle spell, which can hit you for quite a bit of damage. Against her, I prefer to use Ludwig in its short sword form, because it can stun lock her and deal a lot of damage real quick. So basically just going back to the good old R1 mash. Here you pick up a student uniform set. Student uniform set, let's check it out. As you can see, it has a very high arcane defense, so if you have problems, the boss in this area, Rom the Vacuous Spider, deals arcane damage. So if you have any problems with him, you can always flip that on for extra arcane defense. It gives you a little bit of insight about Byrgenwerth and the Healing Church. You can see here's a little note that says, when the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred, and when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. Just a little bit of storyline info here. And take the staircase up. On the table here we pick up the Lunarium key, which opens up the doorway to the boss fight. And watch out for another one of these insectoid enemies here up top. And in this chest you will pick up an Arcane Hunter's Tool, the empty Phantasm shell. It kind of works similar to the weapon buffs in previous Souls games. It requires 15 Arcane, and it will add, let's see, I have base Arcane in order to use the spell. I have 15, and it will add Arcane damage to your weapon. So as you can see, my weapon attack went up by 80, so it works similar to the Bolt Paper and the Fire Paper, but it does cost 3 Quicksilver bullets, and instead of adding fire or bolt damage, it will just add 80 arcane damage to your weapon. And it also, I should note that it scales with arcane, so the more arcane you have, the more damage will be added to your weapon. Alright, now that we've acquired the Lunarium key, we can open the passageway leading up to the boss fight. Now over here you will run into Provost Willem, and he will point toward the lake. Now this is it for him. You really don't need him for anything else, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take him out, and killing him will reward you with the rune, which increases your item discovery. So pretty good rune to have just for doing farming runs. Now in this note, I'm gonna stop for now, and in the next video I'm gonna show off the battle against Ram the Vacuous Spider. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a great day.